Zel Boy Army, welcome to another spicy one on the channel. I'm starting a new series. It's going to be one where we look through the best players in every position on the game. I'm going to do a top 20 countdown for every position. We're starting at the back with keepers. Now, keepers, they tend to be a lot cheaper, so you can get the best ones a lot easier for this position. A lot of time people go for chemistry. Obviously, on any list like this, where we're looking at 20 players, the best 20 in position, it is all going to be opinionated. I'll just get it out there now. For this series, I will not have used every single player in every position. I've used lots of them, but it's mostly going to be based off if I've used them, when I've played against them, how good they are, their stats, and what I know of the game. Obviously, like, you can complain and say, oh, you haven't used it. You can't say, well, okay, then no one's done that, so you just won't be able to get content like this. I'm just saying that before people start getting like that. But anyway, new series, 20 best in each position, keepers, here we go. If you like this type of content, please consider subscribing to the channel, liking the video. It helps the videos do better, and I appreciate all the support. We're starting with David De Gea. A few years ago, I think FIFA 18, David De Gea was actually the best keeper on the game. His team of the year was cracked. He had the saves with feet trait. He still does, but it was really good on that year. He's cautious with crosses, is a bit of a letdown. He plays quite well on the game. He has good reflexes. I think reflexes is the most important stat, followed by positioning. He's pretty good. Decent chemistry, being Prem and Spanish and Man U as well. So I quite like David De Gea. He's not one of the best in my opinion, though. That's number 20. 19, we've got Emmy Martinez from my club, Aston Villa. Very good on the game. His team of the week has some pretty well-rounded stats, to be honest. It's 2 levels worse than De Gea, but actually like better like stats all around, which just I don't really understand the ratings and stuff. Emmy Martinez should get a team of the season. Him or Edison have been the best keepers in the Prem this year. This Martinez actually plays pretty well on the game too. 6'5", he's got a very good height. Nice balanced stats, so a very good card coming in at number 19. Kayla Navas, he has really good reflexes and diving and pretty good positioning. I don't really care too much about handling because you can get a glove that puts plus 15 on that if you really want. The thing that lets Kayla Navas down, even though he has some really good stats, is he's really small. He makes some kind of cool saves, crazy animations at times, and he's a good link to the PSG and French league, but his height does let him down from being further up the list. Coming at number 17, we've got Hugo Laurice. Insane reflexes and diving. His bad stats, so to speak, are in kicking and handling, but they're not a big deal on the game. He does have 1-star weak foot, though, and if he had a 3-star weak foot with slightly higher kicking, it might put him up the list slightly. It's not the end of the world, but honestly, having 1-star weak foot is a bit of an issue because sometimes they're going to shank clearances and they're going to end up costing you the occasional goal. Not a big part of being the keeper on the game, but it is useful. He does have ideal traits, though. The sweeper keeper are good at stopping through balls. That's the rushes out of goal, and comes for crosses is really nice too. 16, we've got Edison. Just a little bit better, more well-rounded stats than Laurice. He's 1 inch taller, better weak foot. He's not as quick off the line, which is a shame. I feel like Edison should have better speed as well. But he's also got better links in the Prem to like Van Dijk, Gomez, I would say. Both very good, pretty similar though, but Edison and Laurice coming at 16. To Chesney, 6'5". He's basically a bit like the Emmy Martinez. I've put him slightly higher maybe because he's a link in a league where we don't have quite as many options. Chesney always plays quite well. His team of the season last year was one of the best. I think it was last year. It was either last year or the year before. I think it was 20, where he had a really good team of the season. Coming in at number 14, Samir Handanovic. Same league, pretty tall. Handanovic, just for me, always outplays his card stats. And he already has good stats. The long throw trait, always nice. He has really high positioning, reflex, and diving, which are the 3 most important stats for me on the game. So Samir Handanovic, every year, always just seems to play quite well on the game, to be honest, and probably an underrated keeper because he doesn't really get good chemistry links. Joe Hart, number 13. Really good card in terms of his stats. Highest speed I think I've seen. There might be a random keeper who has more, but out of the top keepers, I don't think there's a keeper with high speed. Even Team the Annoyed doesn't have more. He's tall. The cautious across his holds him back from being higher. I've played against him a few times, seems very good. Every keeper, people, even the team they annoy, people say, oh, they've had bad experiences and they're not good. Every keeper does stupid stuff on this game. It is just keepers, but this Joe Hart is pretty solid. 12, ter Stegen. He has pretty much all the best traits. On FIFA 20, ter Stegen was cracked, like he was insane. But these traits are like all the ideal ones. But 6'2" does let him down. He's slow as well. The slow speed and being 6'2" hold him back from being high on this. As a pure shot stopper, he's really good and he has great stats. His distribution's fantastic too with 4-star weak foot. But being slow off the line and not the tallest does let him down, so he's number 12. 11, the future star Lunin. Played against him a lot, really don't like playing against him. Good traits again, a little bit slow off the line. For me, he's a card that slightly outplays his stats, to be honest. Whenever I played against him, I don't see him as much anymore. It was when the Future Stars came out, loads of people were having him. I do think just use Courtois instead of him, but if people are using him, he's very good. So Lunin, number 11. We're now getting into our top 10, some very elite keepers here. Donnarumma, Big John Luigi, still only 22 years old and only just gone 22. This guy's going to be an absolute monster for the next 15 years, but Donnarumma doesn't really have a major weakness other than maybe being a bit slow. Great traits. Again, you'll notice most of the high keepers have great traits. Tall, great reflexes. He seems to have some of his own save animations, I find, in the game. I hate playing against him, and quite a few pros quite like using him, so Donnarumma's quite high at number 10. Edison. Best distribution in the game, arguably, other than Team the Neuer. He's really quick off his line. This is the Inform one. Very well-rounded stats. High positioning reflexes. Great links being Brazilian, Man City, Premier League. Perfect traits. I really like this Edison. Plays really well on the game. One of the best keepers for me. Number 9. Oblak. Now, normal Oblak wouldn't be this high, but the Champions League Oblak is getting to the point where +5, which is what a basic chem style does, gives him 98 positioning, reflexes, 99 handling, 96 diving. It's getting him really high on the stats. Comes for crosses, good as well. He needs to win the game against Chelsea to get further. If he's already lost his potential to get to a 94. This card could have been a 98, I think. If he'd have won against Chelsea first, like 94, 95, 96. Yeah, he could have been a 98 keeper. That would have been interesting and crazy to see how good that would have been. But yeah, this Oblak's still a beast. He's a bit small. I wish he was a bit taller, but he's still an absolute animal in game. So that's number 8. Yashin coming in at number 7. 6'2", doesn't have comes for crosses. Like, that's not a big deal, but it would be nice. He's quick off his line. He has the craziest stats on the game, to be honest. Distribution, not the best, but not bad. For me, Yashin has some insane animations that you'll only see with him, but then he just does some stupid stuff that hold him back for me. I've not used the Moments one. I've played against him a bit. And yes, he's good, but doesn't seem like the top keeper. Whenever I've played against Yashin or used him, which I used his Prime for a bit, he was good, but he just let some absolute stupid ones in. So based on my opinion of using him, he's let down the list a bit. Number 6, Schmeichel. At this point, all the icon keepers, it's just opinion. Different people have different reasons for putting cards lower and higher on this. Schmeichel doesn't have any traits on this card, which holds it back a bit. Great shot stopper, and again has some of his own animations that make him stand out. If he was a bit quicker and a bit higher on some of the stats, though, I'd put him probably a bit higher. So number 6, Schmeichel. Inform Pope. You guys know Inform Pope was definitely going to be high on this. Definitely going to be high on this list. Any version of Pope was going to be fairly highly rated on this. Pope's just insane. 6'7". Wow. Just wow. Like, that height is crazy on the game. I've heard people say he's only 6'3" in real life. If you put a glove on him, he gets to 99 handling. I can't remember what else glove does, but yeah, he gets some pretty great stats. His reflexes and diving, not being as elite as some of the other keepers, don't really matter because he's 6'7". Oh yeah, Pope puts me to sleep, to be fair, in champs with how crazy he is. He's so cheap, so many people run him, he's just a nightmare to play against. When a keeper's a nightmare to play against and you don't want to play against him, you know he's good. Courtois. For me, Courtois is just the better version of Pope. 6'6", so a bit smaller. He has the comes for crosses trait. Pope does have the saves with feet, which is pretty nice, but Courtois is only an inch smaller, but with better diving, handling, reflexes, position like this, Courtois is just a better all-round card. Better links as well being Real Madrid, so Courtois goes at number 4 for me. Czech. I love Czech on the game. He has the hat on his moments card, which we love to see. What's his icon for as well? Okay, nice for the Champions League. Really like Czech's card. His mid card for me was really good. This Czech, again, with +5, is getting very high with the stats. He doesn't have comes for crosses. If he has comes for crosses, I'd put him as the second keeper. The second keeper is going to be Edwin Van Der Sar. +5 on all his stats gives him 99 reflexes positioning. Comes for crosses, 6'6". He's basically like the better version of Informed Pope or Courtois. Animal, Dutch is very nice, linking players like Kleiber or Van Dijk. Absolute beast. Obviously, if we're going on value, the icons would be really low because they're just not good value. But Van der Sar's coming at number 2. And then number 1, highest rated keeper, we're going with our team, the Neuer. Insane card. You can put a +5 basic on this, and he's getting 99 diving, handling, kicking, reflexes, positioning. His speed's already insane. It's the second highest I think I've seen after Joe Hart. He has all the ideal traits. He's a good height. His distribution's the best in the game with 4-star weak for his passing out the backs like using Xavi, man. It's insane. He has his own save animations. I've used this team, the Neuer, all year basically since he came out in January. So I've had him for the last 2 months. He's unreal. Best keeper I've used. I'll be surprised if any of the team seasons top him. Maybe they'll match him, but best keeper I've used. Absolutely adore this card. Crazy card. And Team the Neuer has great links as well. That is our list. Do you agree with this list? Do you think there's anyone that I've left out? I've tried to be comprehensive, go into detail about them all. The next one will be left backs. We may do full backs together, but if there's enough left backs and right backs, we'll do them. Appreciate the support. You're watching this, guys. More to come in this series. Keep it spicy.